across the field, and then running the ball up inside and doing things like that. And then the running backs, I think, are really, really good. I mean, they're home run hitters. If they get space, they hit that thing from about 80. So it's definitely going to be a challenge for us. We got to definitely stop the run. That's going to be the name of the game. So there's no doubt we have to get that done.
Hey, you've been with Schneider for a while, right? So you were with him at the Eagles.
Yep.
So you've kind of known him for a while. How impressed are you that, you know, like he has to be a defensive coordinator for a team that the offense scores a lot of points, so it's not always easy to keep the other team down. How do you see him handle that and kind of steer the ship when, you know, at the end of the day you kind of know you're going to give up some points because of the offense you're paired with?
Yeah, I have a couple thoughts on that, to be honest with you. For me, with Eric, being around Eric and for as long as I have, the one thing about him is he's extremely intelligent. He's one of the smartest guys I've been around. He knows football on offense. He knows it on defense. He knows special teams. He does an excellent job recruiting. He's one of those guys that eats, breathes and sleeps football. He does a great job with it. I was with Chip Kelly when we were at New Hampshire in the early mid-2000s when he was running this similar type of offense and coaching on defense. You know the deal. You know you're going to play more. You're going to get more snaps. And some guys complain about it. To me, honestly, if you're a defensive player and you don't want to play and you don't want to be on the field, then what's wrong with you? You know, so there's definitely a challenge there, and we also have our jobs to do. When you play with this type of offense, you know your statistics may not always be exactly where you want them to be. Everybody wants to keep everybody under 300 yards and under 100 yards rushing and under 150 yards passing and all that other kind of stuff. You know, that's not always going to be the case when you're playing 85 plays instead of 60 or 65 plays. But your job, in my opinion, is you got to get the ball back, whether it's by 3 and outs and causing a punt quickly to get the ball back, or you're creating turnovers. And that's what we have to really do a better job. We got to get the ball back to this offense so they can have as many cracks at series as we can give them. That's our job.
So in this most recent game, you guys forced 3 fumbles. Already had 3 turnovers. Forced 4 punts, had a turnover on downs. I think they only scored on 1/3 of their drives. He's still giving 34 points. Like, is it kind of like, hey, we had a good day, but there's the numbers, and like, how do you recognize?
Yeah, well, it is hard, and you know, being a competitor, you don't want to give up any points. Never mind 34 points, and you know, by the end of the day, it's not good enough. You got to be consistent, and you know, however many times that bell rings, you got to answer that challenge. And you know, at the end of the day, if we give up 34 points and we score 38 points, we feel great about it. If we give up 34 points and score 28 points, we didn't do our job. So you know, that's definitely something that, you know, hey, is it better? Maybe it's better, but it's not what we want it to be, and it's not what we picture it being. And we also know, and I use my room as always my little microcosm that I live in. There's a lot of self-inflicted wounds. You know, there's some that they made good plays. They obviously have great talent and great coaches and all that other stuff. But there's stuff that we did to ourselves, which that's what we need to clean up. That's where we need to be better if we want to continue to take this thing where we want it to go.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, you got a couple of seniors in your room. Nick, Freedom. How important is it to send those guys out?
Those 3 guys have been awesome. For me, as a guy coming in, you're dealing with some older guys. That can always be a little bit of a challenge when you have a new room like that. And they've been awesome. It's really important for me for that reason. And the other reason for those guys, you want to talk about people that bleed Husker red. Those 3 guys care about this program. They care about this place, and they are so prideful on what they're putting out for on the field for the fans that it's. I mean, I want to make sure they leave this thing the right way and with a positive experience going out the door on that deal. So we're going to do everything we can to make sure that those 3 guys do that.
What kind of challenges does A.J. Bush present with his legs for you guys?
Yeah, he can. First of all, he can throw it. Second of all, he can run it. I mean, he's a tremendous athlete. There's a touchdown run against Minnesota. I don't know if you saw it or not, but he's out in front of the dang running back, running all the way down the field. I mean, he's a heck of an athlete, and I know some of the older guys know him pretty well and all that stuff. And I've heard just some real good things about him. So he's going to be a big challenge. He's really doing a nice job running that offense.
Is he the most athletic quarterback you guys have seen so far?
I don't know. We've seen some pretty good ones, but I know this. He's a good athlete, and he's one of those guys that when the ball comes off his hand, you go, whoa, he can really spin it. And then at the same time, you can't give him big wide openings and let him take off and get going, because once he hits the open field, he can really move. He's a very good athlete. Yeah.